I'm out at the Osprey unit of their WMA, and I'm on the southern unit here. I'm fishing the pond that's closest to the road, which is on the southern side. And we've been here before, and I've caught some fish out of here. Nothing big. All the big stuff came from the Powerline pond. But this is the closest pond that has, parking access to it, where I can actually drag my kayak in and not have to drag it over a mile. So I drug it in. We have this entire pond to myself today. It looks like this pond has seen a couple fishermen, at least a few a month, from the sign-in sheet. And somebody came out here with apparently gator hunting, and they got a gator, because one of the things they requested was a gator cleaning station. But so what I want to do today is focus on a little bit of top water. I'm going to fish the Senko. I'm going to try to fish a little bit offshore, try to find some of these deeper areas where these fish might be kind of held up or getting ready to spawn. It's been kind of cold. It's warmed up yesterday, and it's going to warm up today. So you see I don't have a jacket on. Now, one of the things I really want to do is catch a big bass here, and this is catch and release only. So I'm hoping that they're here and that I can hook into a few, but we're going to have to find them first. So I'm going to be running a swim bait, some top water, and of course the stick bait or the Senko. The other thing that really has me excited about this is we've got the pond to myself, and it should be a good time. So let me get started here. I'm going to get set up, and then one thing I do want to ask is I'm thinking about getting a deeper sonar to attach to the kayak as a depth finder, since I have access to more water with this kayak. And fishing deeper structures is a little bit hard without some type of sonar, or depth finder. So if you guys have recommendations for something that's along that price line that is different from the deeper, or if you have used the deeper to success, let me know, because I'm thinking about picking one up in the next few months. All right, but let's get started on today. We should have a slight breeze until that sun gets nice and high and makes us nice and warm, and then things should calm down. But let's get started. So when I was fishing from shore, I really couldn't tell how deep this was, but just offshore here, we're at least over 7 feet. And there's some lily pad leaves down at the bottom there that you can see that haven't quite come the whole way up yet. Oh, man, I just had a huge scare. I was paddling out of that little corner I was in there, and for whatever reason, I heard something snap in the background. I think it was a bird came off a branch. And I looked back, and my favorite rod was not there. And I started freaking out, thinking that it went down in 7 foot of water, and I was trying to look for it, and I turned around, and it's actually here in front of me. So, a little absent-minded this morning. But hopefully that's the only scare we get today, and all the rest of the scares are giant fish smashing these baits. The pond gets shallower up in this corner, so if the fish are spawning, and if they aren't spawned, I'm betting they're either going to be up in that corner or the back section underneath the lily pads. So as much as I want to fish deeper stuff, I want to find fish. So I'm going to hit those areas first, and then, because I've had luck there before, so I'm going to hit those areas, and then focus on the areas that I haven't fished before, and see if I can find anything there. So lily pads are going to be a target today, just because it's bluebird skies. Even though we do have a little bit of a breeze to kind of obscure my image and stuff like that, this water is still pretty clear. I was able to see down to about 10 feet. I think we're a little bit deeper than that here, and I'm not sure what the bottom's like. Definitely want to pick up one of those depth finders, like a deeper or something like that. I missed one. One had it. Oh, had one. I don't think it was very big. Dude, this nice Mickey balloon. Put that under the seat, save that for later. Obviously want to keep this place clean. We have one strike under those lily pads over there. I think it's very big. I'm going to push back into this flat. There's a flat back here in the corner where it gets much shallower. Probably about 3 or 4 foot of water. Water should be warmer up there, typically. And it's kind of protected from the wind, so nice and clear. Not as clear as the Hal Scott Preserve, but still, water is pretty gin clear here. There's the first fish. And my kayak is turned around sideways. So he's not huge. Pretty looking. Come up here. Ooh, he's long. Very light in color. Popped right out. Really pretty fish. Very light in color. Kind of hoping to catch something off those isolated lily pads, but I think that most of these fish are going to be up along the shoreline, kind of hanging out in this weedy area, waiting to get an ambush going. Oh, I see some ripples out there. I don't know if there's fish jumping out there, if that's a gator. These ponds also have a crappie in them, so those fish are probably schooled up now. And winter months are pretty good for fishing crappie if you're float fishing like minnows. Oh, is he gonna get it? Got him. Watch this little guy swim all the way in. Question if he wanted to hit it. I stopped it, and then he came up and he grabbed it. So look at this. Really pretty colors on these fish. Very beautiful. Just not the size we're looking for. Alright, we're going to try this. Quite a bit shallower back here. Frog on. School bluegill right here. Off to my right. A good sized bluegill too. There are fish back here. Just kind of wondering where they're at and what kind of fish. Besides the lily pads back here, there's nothing really intriguing about this back little portion here. I mean, I saw a couple of big bluegill, and I know there's a couple big. There are some big bluegill and crappie in this pond, but that's not what we're looking for. And the water's a little bit darker back here. The ground here is very covered in foliage, so I don't know. It's probably scared something there. Most likely a turtle or bluegill held up under the thing. I've not seen a lot of fish back in this area. Especially, I haven't seen any bass. I've seen several bluegill, a turtle here and there, but I think we're gonna move. I think we're gonna be more productive if we go out into the bigger part of the pond again. We're gonna go down this edge here, which is shaded a little bit. It's the last bit of shade before the sun hits a high note. It's already gotten warm out. It's either frogs jumping in there or fish pushing up on each other. But we're gonna get down here and fish this edge here and see if we can find anything. Hopefully that these fish will still held up in the shade. Otherwise, we're gonna move out kind of offshore a bit and fish a deep diving crankbait and see if we can't get anything stirred up off the bottom. Alright, I've got a little bit of time left before I want to leave. 2 fish in the boat, nothing monstrous. And I hear some fish busting. I think I'm going to work this edge out here where it gets up shallow, but I'm going to fish on the deeper end. Got a crankbait that can go down about 8 feet. And we'll see if we can't pick up any fish kind of off the edge. They're kind of out in a deeper bit of water. And this all right here is not that deep. As I'm going across this right here. And this is all maybe 10 feet. I can see the bottom. Nice and clear. So I've seen a bunch of bluegill. And even out here in the middle, this pond, only in about maybe here, 8-10 foot of water. And I am digging bottom with this crankbait. Got a fish on. That's a little guy. I got him out there in the middle. So they are. Maybe they're pushed up out here in the middle. Now they're not a monster. Pretty fish, but not a monster. Alright, so I fished that crankbait out in the center for a bit. Just one bite. It wasn't even that big. First fish I caught today, I think, was the biggest, or at least the longest. And the little guy that hit it, he wasn't even fighting. So I don't know what's up with these fish in here. The water's still pretty cool. I don't know if that's making them really lethargic. And I thought that, I was out there in the center fishing, I'm thinking, it's got to be at least 10 foot, but I thought it'd be deeper. Most of these ponds seem to be pretty deep in the middle. And I figured maybe I've got some fish to kind of hold up out there because it's cold. It's been cold. And nothing. Got no hits. Just that one little bite. And also, it wasn't as deep as I thought it would be because I could see to the bottom. So maybe at most it was around 10 to 12 feet. I was thinking way deeper than that. So I'm going to work this little area here, then push out in the middle. Push that crank again, and then I'm going to call it a day. Alright, I'm going to head back to the ramp here. I think I'm going to call it a day. 3 fish isn't too bad, but I thought I was going to do a lot better considering the conditions for today. But the good thing is I got to know this pond a lot better. Really nothing out here in the middle. And even out here, like right here, I can't see the bottom, so it's fairly deep. But yeah, I guess this pond just overall isn't that deep. I'd expect it to be way deeper than this. But, it is what it is. 3 fish, I'll take that on any given day, considering I could be doing a lot worse. So, I'm off. I will catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy your weekend.